Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling utterly exhausted, like your mind and soul have just run a marathon, even though your body is perfectly still? It's as if someone reached into your being and drained you of all your energy, leaving you depleted, frustrated, and sometimes even a little lost. What if I told you there's a term for this experience, and it's not as rare as you might think? Today, we're diving deep into the world of energy vampires, those seemingly ordinary people who have an extraordinary talent for sucking the life out of you, emotionally and mentally, without even realizing it. In a world where we're more connected than ever, through social media, endless messaging apps, and even the constant buzz of work emails, understanding how to identify and protect yourself from these emotional drains is more crucial than ever. But before we jump into how to shield yourself, there's an intriguing twist to this story. What if some people, those with incredibly strong, vibrant auras, are being mistaken for energy vampires? Could it be that their overwhelming presence is simply misinterpreted by those who are more sensitive to energy? And even more importantly, what if you've recognized that you might be draining others without even realizing it? Don't worry. By the end of this journey, you'll have the tools to reclaim your energy and, if necessary, change the way you interact with others. So, what exactly is an energy vampire? Unlike the mythical creatures of the night, these vampires don't have fangs, nor do they shy away from garlic or daylight. Instead, they're people who, often unknowingly, drain the emotional and mental energy of those around them. They can be your closest friends, your family members, colleagues, or even that one person you run into at the coffee shop who always seems to leave you feeling a bit off. The worst part? They don't even realize they're doing it. Energy vampires can manifest in many forms, but a few common behaviors stand out. First, there's the conversation monopolizer. We've all had that friend who, no matter the topic, always brings the conversation back to themselves. You might be sharing something you're really excited about, a promotion at work, a new relationship, a recent accomplishment, and before you know it, they've hijacked the conversation. That's great, but let me tell you about my day, they say, launching into a monologue about their own life. It's not just annoying, it's draining. You're left feeling unheard, unimportant, and quite frankly, tired. Then there's the perpetual victim. This person always seems to be in a crisis, constantly seeking sympathy and support from those around them. You just don't understand what I'm going through, they'll say, making you feel guilty for not doing more to help. But here's the thing. They never actually take steps to improve their situation. They rely on others to prop them up, feeding off the emotional energy of those around them, like it's their lifeline. Every interaction leaves you feeling drained, like you've just poured all your energy into a bottomless pit. Another common tactic of energy vampires is diminishing others' experiences. Let's say you're sharing a personal victory, something that made you feel really good about yourself. An energy vampire might respond with, "That's nothing compared to what I'm dealing with." Just like that, They've taken your moment of joy and twisted it into a comparison that leaves you feeling deflated. It's a subtle, yet powerful way of siphoning off your positive energy to boost their own sense of importance. And then there's the deflector, the person who refuses to acknowledge their role in conflicts. Have you ever tried to resolve an issue with someone only to have them shift all the blame onto you? Energy vampires are masters of this tactic. They create a toxic environment where nothing gets resolved and you're left carrying the emotional burden. It's exhausting, frustrating, and can make you question your own perceptions. But here's where it gets interesting. What if I told you that people with a strong, vibrant aura, those who naturally exude positive energy, can sometimes be mistaken for energy vampires? It sounds counterintuitive, but let's unpack this. People with a strong aura often have a powerful presence. They walk into a room and you can feel their energy. It's magnetic, drawing people in, but it can also be overwhelming for those who are more sensitive to energy. This overwhelming presence might lead some to feel drained after an encounter, not because the person is taking their energy, but because the sheer force of their aura is more than they're used to handling. The key difference here is intention. A person with a strong aura isn't looking to drain others. They're simply radiating their energy, which can feel intense to those who aren't used to it. On the other hand, an energy vampire actively seeks out others' energy to boost their own mood or sense of importance. So, if you're someone with a strong, positive energy, it's important to be aware of how your presence affects others. You might notice that some people are drawn to you while others keep their distance. This isn't necessarily a reflection on you, but rather on how they process and react to your energy. Being mindful of this can help you navigate your interactions more thoughtfully. In our hyper-connected world, social media has become a breeding ground for energy vampires. The anonymity and distance provided by these platforms allow people to express negativity and spread harmful narratives without facing immediate consequences. Have you ever scrolled through your feed and noticed someone who's always posting about their latest drama? They might not realize it, but they're acting as an energy vampire, drawing others into their whirlwind of negativity. One of the most common toxic behaviors on social media is gossiping. It's easy for energy vampires to talk negatively about others online, undermining their confidence and well-being. A single post can spiral into a thread of hurtful comments, creating a toxic environment where people feel unsafe to express themselves. Another tactic is creating drama. Energy vampires thrive on chaos and attention. They might exaggerate situations or post inflammatory content just to provoke a reaction. You might notice certain individuals who are always at the center of online conflicts, drawing others into their web of negativity. Emotional blackmail is another tactic that flourishes online. Energy vampires might manipulate others by threatening emotional consequences if their demands aren't met. "If you really cared about me, you'd do this," they might post, leaving their followers feeling trapped and emotionally drained. Lastly, trauma dumping has become increasingly common online. Some people share their personal struggles excessively, often without regard for the emotional capacity of their audience. While sharing can be a form of healing, overloading others with unresolved trauma can overwhelm and drain them emotionally. So, what if you've started to recognize some of these behaviors in yourself? Maybe you've realized that you're leaning a little too heavily on others for support, or that you often redirect conversations back to your own experiences. It's okay. Realizing that you might be acting as an energy vampire is the first step to making a positive change. Here's how you can stop being an energy vampire. The first step is to cultivate self-awareness. Pay attention to how often you bring conversations back to yourself, or how frequently you seek out emotional support from others. Ask yourself, am I contributing positively to this interaction, or am I taking more than I'm giving? Next, practice active listening. Make a conscious effort to listen to others without immediately thinking about how their story relates to your own experiences. Let them share without interrupting or redirecting the focus. This shows that you value their experiences and are genuinely interested in what they have to say. Taking responsibility for your emotions is another crucial step. Instead of relying on others to lift your mood or validate your feelings, work on managing your own emotions. Practice self-care. Engage in activities that make you feel good, and seek professional help if needed. Remember, it's okay to lean on friends sometimes, but it's important to find a balance where you're not constantly draining their energy. Building emotional resilience is also key. Strengthen your emotional resilience by learning how to cope with stress and challenges on your own. This might involve developing new coping strategies, such as mindfulness, journaling, or meditation. The more resilient you become, the less you'll need to rely on others for emotional support. Focusing on giving, not just receiving, can also transform your relationships. Make an effort to give as much, if not more, than you receive. Offer support, encouragement, and positivity to those around you. This shift from taking to giving can transform your relationships and help you become a more balanced and supportive friend or family member. And don't forget to set your own boundaries. Just as it's important for others to set boundaries with energy vampires, it's crucial for you to set boundaries for yourself. Learn to recognize when you're becoming too reliant on others and take steps to step back and recharge your own energy. This will help you avoid becoming an emotional drain on those you care about. Now that we've covered how to stop being an energy vampire, let's talk about how to protect yourself from their draining influence. The first step is to set clear boundaries. Let them know what behaviors you will and will not tolerate. For example, you might say, "I need to focus on my own well-being right now, so I can't engage in this conversation." If they continue to cross your boundaries, don't be afraid to limit your interactions or walk away. Sometimes, the best way to protect your energy is to limit your exposure to the energy vampire. This might mean spending less time with them or shortening your interactions. Remember, you have the right to prioritize your own well-being. When you do interact with an energy vampire, try to keep a mental and emotional distance. Avoid getting too invested in their problems or drama. Remember, you're not responsible for their emotions or behavior. Use mindfulness techniques to stay grounded during these interactions. Engaging in confrontations with an energy vampire can be incredibly draining. Where possible, steer clear of conflicts and keep interactions neutral. If a conversation starts to become heated, gently redirect the topic or excuse yourself from the situation. Surround yourself with positive, supportive people who uplift and energize you. Talking to a trusted friend or mental health professional can provide a fresh perspective and help you cope with the impact of energy vampires. Building a strong support network is essential for your emotional well-being. Visualization techniques can also be a powerful tool. Visualize yourself surrounded by a protective shield of light, keeping negative energy at bay. Imagine yourself filled with positive, healing energy that repels the draining influence of the energy vampire. This mental imagery can help reinforce your boundaries and protect your emotional space. Additionally, be mindful of your social media consumption. Unfollow or mute individuals who consistently drain your energy, and curate your feed to include positive, uplifting content. Consider taking regular breaks from social media to recharge your emotional batteries. Finally, work on being assertive in your communication. Express your needs and feelings clearly, and don't hesitate to stand up for yourself when someone's behavior is affecting your well-being. Practicing assertiveness can empower you to navigate difficult conversations with confidence. The impact of energy vampires on their targets can be profound. One of the most immediate effects is emotional exhaustion. Constantly engaging with energy vampires can leave you feeling drained, overwhelmed, and unable to cope with your own emotional needs. Over time, this emotional depletion can lead to anxiety and depression. The persistent negativity and drama created by energy vampires can chip away at your mental health, leading to feelings of hopelessness and despair. You might find yourself dreading interactions or feeling anxious in social situations, which can further isolate you. Energy vampires can also create a toxic environment that affects your relationships. Friends and family members may feel caught in the crossfire, leading to conflicts and misunderstandings. This can result in isolation and loneliness, as you may withdraw from social interactions to protect your emotional well-being. The impact of energy vampires can extend to your professional life as well. Constantly dealing with draining individuals can hinder your productivity, creativity, and overall job satisfaction. This can create a cycle of stress that affects not only you, but also your colleagues and work environment. In conclusion, energy vampires are a hidden plague in our society, using various psychological tactics to drain the emotional energy of those around them. With the rise of social media, these toxic behaviors have become more pronounced, affecting our mental health and relationships. However, by setting boundaries, practicing self-care, and surrounding yourself with positive influences, you can reclaim your energy and live a more balanced, fulfilling life. Remember, you have the power to choose who you let into your emotional space. Don't be afraid to distance yourself from those who drain your energy and prioritize relationships that uplift and support you. You deserve to be surrounded by positivity and love, not by those who feed off your vitality. So, the next time you encounter an energy vampire, take a deep breath, set your boundaries, and protect your energy. And if you've realized that you might be acting as an energy vampire yourself, remember that change is possible. Cultivate self-awareness, practice active listening, and focus on giving more than you receive. You can transform your relationships and create a more positive, supportive environment for everyone involved. Your emotional well-being is worth it. And if you found this conversation helpful, let's keep it going. How do you deal with energy vampires in your life? Have you ever been mistaken for one because of your strong energy? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, take care of yourself and protect your energy.